we're given that x squared plus 6x plus 8 is greater than 0. Now, we have to first make sure that everything's in standard form, and if there's no negative sign in front of the x squared. So now we can see that there's no negative sign, everything's perfect. So now we can start by changing the inequality sign to what? E equals 2 sign. So that's going to be x squared plus 6x plus 8, and that's going to be equal to 0. Don't forget to put critical values. You don't need to, but it's a nice thing to add, right? So we're going to place an x over there, and choose the factors of 8, 4, and 2. Both of them are going to get a positive. Why is that? 4 plus 2 will give me 6, and 4 times 2 will give me what? Positive 8, right? Make it equal to 0. X is equals to negative 4, or x is equals to negative 2. Then you draw your basic parabola, just like this, right? Oh, that's a terrible one. Just like that, right? Then after there, what you're going to do, you're going to place the smaller value first, which is negative 4, and the bigger value last, which is negative 2, right? And you're looking where? You're looking in these quadrants over here and over here. You're looking above the x-axis. And as I said before, you can point your arrow in this direction and you can point your arrow in this direction. What does this mean, right? You can basically take the arrow, wherever the arrow is pointing, you look at the number that is closest to the arrow, which is what? Negative 4, right? So you can start by saying x is less than negative 4. You can see my arrow is pointing to the left, right? So I point my inequality to the left over there. Or x should be, and as you can see, my arrow is pointing to the right, so my inequality should also face the right. X should be greater than negative 2. And that's your final answer. Then for the next one, we're given that x squared plus x minus 12 is less than and equals to 0. So let's start by checking. Do we have a negative in front of the x squared? No. Is everything in standard form? Yes. So now we can just change the inequality to a equals to sign, right? So that's going to be, going to place our critical values over there. X squared plus x minus 12, and it's going to be equal to 0. Take out the factors of 12. What can give me 1? Positive 1. Wouldn't it be 4 and 3? Right? It would be 4 and 3. Make it equal to 0. Why is that? If I have a positive 4 subtracted by a 3, right? 4 minus 3, what does it give me? Positive 1, right? But 4 times negative 3 will give me what? Negative 12. So x is equals to negative 4, or x is equals to what? 3. Then you draw your basic parabola. Right? The smaller number will come first, which is negative 4, and the bigger number will come last, which is 3. But where are we looking? We're looking in between, right? We're looking in between because it's less than and equals to, right? But I gave you a bit of a hint before, right? Where you can just put an x in between the two inequalities like this, facing the left direction, right? And the smaller number will come first, which is negative 4, and the bigger number will come last, which is 3, meaning that x should lie between these two numbers, right? And since they included it, you're going to include it as well in your answer as well, right? Or if you want to use scientific if you want to use scientific notation, you can say that x is an element. X is an element. Then you put round brackets because you're including the numbers, right? You're going to include it. Start with the smaller one, negative 4, and you're going to end off with 3. And you end off with a round with a square bracket.